Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the Zoo Lab channel. Today I'm going to walk you through some simple lighting setups that we have done on some of our most recent projects. This one in particular we did last year for a client called If Gathering. It's a large women's conference where they inspire women, they encourage women to step into their calling and be the best that they can be. And we got the opportunity, and we were beyond honored to capture a documentary on a lady that was based in Mexico. And if you guys didn't see some of our recent videos on this, we posted a couple of videos talking about that experience. Be sure to go back and check those out. It was a crazy ride. We got all of our gear seized at the airport, and we had to muster up the energy, number one, and the technical know-how of getting the right gear, finding a rental house that could provide all the gear that we needed for the shoot. So we were able to get all the gear we needed from an amazing place down in Monterrey, Mexico called Filmo Rent, and we were still able to make the shoot happen. So this shoot is very near and dear to our heart, and should be a great learning experience for all of us, but also to you guys, as well. As you could see in some of these frames and images, that we were able to create an amazing looking piece without all of our gear. We had all rental gear, and you know, it's not about the gear, it's not about what you have, but what's up here in your head, your technical knowledge, and that can be passed down to any piece of gear, any country, in any location, for any client. So let's go ahead and jump into some of these frames. Okay, scene number one, we are shooting a couple with the main character. So the woman on the left was the lady that we were featuring in this documentary, and on the right is her husband. And basically they are reenacting things that actually happened. So kind of moments that happened in their marriage in the past, and just kind of recreating those scenes. So this one in particular, they are upset at each other. They're contemplating their marriage and how they're going to move forward. So the lighting setup is really simple. We wanted to, make sure that we create shape and dimension in their face by first adding some negative material. On the right side of this very large living room, and on the right side of the couch where they're sitting, we had 3 4x4 floppies that were basically opened up all the way and wrapped from camera side all the way to the edge of that couch. That was giving them a nice shadow side and contrast on the right side of camera. So basically we shot all of these scenes handheld, and I was operating the camera, so I was kind of staying on that shadow side, on that side of the neg material. On the left side of camera, all we really had was a Airy Sky Panel. We had the Airy Sky Panel 60C, which is a 2000 watt LED light. You could easily use something like a Aperture Nova, the 600 or even the 300 to get this look. And basically what we did with that was we did a little book light. So we bounced that into a ultra bounce, and it came back through a diffusion material, giving us a nice key side on their face and a nice shadow side on the right side of camera. And for this scene, and for all of these scenes, that was literally it. That was it. That's all we used. Some neg, a key side, and boom, you got a nice looking image. I think the main takeaway, because this setup is so simple, the way we were able to get great looking shots was making sure that number one, we had great composition, we had foreground, we used all the techniques. We had different camera angles, different looks, shooting the hands, shooting over their shoulder, getting a wide, getting a tight of each person, making sure that we got plenty of coverage. It's a clean shot, and we really didn't need to do too much to make this feel natural and to really pop. And moving on to scene 2, we are in a more moodier scene. So for the lighting setup in this particular situation, we used this lamp on the left side to give us a nice motivation for an edge hair light. And basically we didn't set up any kind of lighting on the left to accentuate and bring out that hair light. It's actually the lamp that is lighting her neck and side of her face like that. And you know, it kind of worked out in our favor where it wasn't too heavy, it wasn't too much, and it actually feels more natural to just use the lamp. And what we did on the right to bring up the shadows on Quayside was we bounced our Airy Sky Panel 60C into the ceiling and allowing it to come back to give a nice little wrap of Key on her face to bring out some detail in the face. And so we allowed this to feel very, very natural, and it's simple. We had one light and a lamp and one 4x4 floppy. Although the Airy Sky Panel 60C is like $5,000, you could easily use a Nova in this situation, which is a lot cheaper. You could easily use any kind of LED panel like a Amaran F22, which is, you can grab it for like 500 bucks now. You know, it doesn't have to be the Airy Sky Panel. Like I said at the beginning of this video, all of our stuff was seized. We don't even own an Airy Sky Panel, and we normally wouldn't even rent it because they're so expensive. But because of our situation, we had one, it was cheap in Mexico, and so we picked it up and we were able to use it in these situations. But really simple setup. All these scenes had just that one 4x4 floppy on the left, giving her a nice contrast and shadow side. We had the lamp giving her an edge hair light, and we had our Airy Sky Panel right side of camera giving us a nice bounce on the ceiling to kind of fill in those shadows on her face and on the couch as well. And again, pick up shots from all different angles. We had a low shot kind of giving her that hero moment, like, you know, kind of empowering her in this situation. We have a lot of foreground we're shooting through. We got over the shoulder scenes of her grabbing the Bible. We have a very raw moment, one take shot of her getting into her feelings, like, and really replaying that moment. Let's go to the next scene. This is scene number 3. And now we have the whole family involved. It's her husband and their 3 kids, and they are in a toy room. They're basically just playing with toys, playing with the kids, hanging out, having fun. So this scene needed to be a whole lot more spread out because we have a lot more people. And again, with the camera and with kids, you know, little ones like that, you don't really have a whole lot of time to stop the camera, bring a dolly in, set the camera down, change out lenses, change out matte box filters, readjust the focus motor, recalibrate, bring in sticks, take out sticks. You just don't have time for that. I think the little girl was already crying. So like in this situation, we kind of married the two environments of run and gun B-roll, where it's fast paced, and also a high production lit environment. For this scene, again, this is why this particular documentary is being featured on our new series, Simple Lighting Setups, because they are very simple. They didn't require very many pieces of equipment. And again, I was a fly on the wall, moving around the room, getting shots. And for our lighting setup, we had neg material along the right side of camera. We basically had our Airy Sky Panel bouncing into the ceiling on the left, giving them a nice key as it kind of fell down and filled that whole space. And our neg material on the right with a nice little wrap of contrast. Literally all of these scenes that I'll mention in this video are utilizing just those 2 simple tools, a light and neg material to take away light. And that's what's creating our shape, our shadow, our contrast, our look. It doesn't take a whole lot. Okay, in scene number 4, we got our featured lady and her little girl. And this is a funny scene because in this situation, the little girl in the documentary was actually getting restless and tired. This was perfect for her. She was laying down in bed, going to sleep. And so it worked out at that specific time we shot this scene. She was ready to hit the sheets and go to sleep. And so same thing, guys, literally We had a little pocket where we fit in a little flag, negative material, and then again, just wrap neg material all along that left side of camera. And we used the lamp there, pretty cool little lamp that we had in the corner, to be our motivation for our key light. We just accentuated that with our airy sky panel. Can't remember the percentage of what we had the light at. It's a 2,000 watt light, and so we didn't have too much coming out of the light. We just wanted a little juice just to kind of give that nice key light and put some information into our characters' faces. So we utilize that lamp for our key as a motivation. And that's it, guys. Moving on to our last and final scene, scene number 5. We have a awesome looking kitchen scene where now at this point in the documentary, the married couple here is starting to feel the love again. They are getting back to their old ways of how they fell in love in the beginning of their marriage. So these scenes are more happy, a little bit more brighter and airy, and I get it, we use the airy sky panel, it's more bright and airy. Anyways, and so for this scene, we had our airy sky panel, once again, on right side of camera, and we basically blasted that right at them, and the airy sky panel had a diffusion material in front of it. So we were able to get a nice little soft light coming from that light. Again, LED panels are already soft, so adding just a little bit of diffusion material in front of it is gonna make it that much more softer coming out of the lamp. As we went on to the tighter scenes, the more profile shots here with my man, with her husband over the shoulder, we did bring the light, the airy sky panel, around to left side of the camera. And we brought in a 4x4 floppy and basically just kind of draped that around right side of camera. As you can see, the nice shadow that we were able to create on his face, and the nice key side that we were able to get on camera side. So we did start to shape a little bit as we were moving camera around. Since we were dealing with adults here and not kids, we had the time to kind of move things around, say, hey, let's cut there and let's move the light to the left side, let's move the neg to the right, and kind of shape it a little bit better. As we came around for our main lady here, same exact thing. You know, it kind of is piggybacking off of that wide scene. That's why we love wide shots, because they show context and the viewer is able to see, oh, hey, there's a window there. And then once we come over for our profile coverage over the shoulder scene, it's kind of embedded in the brain that that window is still there. And so once we come around, if we came around to her shoulder pointing at him, her right shoulder pointing at him, and the light was coming from camera side on the right, it would feel unnatural because the viewer would go back to that wide and be like, hey, that window was actually on left side of camera and not right. And so that's why you always have to remember where your motivated light is coming from. And so you always have to keep your key lights and your main source of lighting on that motivated side of the light. Same thing, got different looks, different coverages, put in some work on the grade, and got an amazing piece at the end of the day. The client was thrilled. They played it at a huge women's conference in front of thousands of women. And this documentary is still being played today on their website. I'll drop a link in the description down below so that you guys can check out the main documentary and the final piece. These clips here are actually regraded from this week. And we will be dropping a color grading tutorial series soon down the pipeline. And we will cover things like that, where I'm kind of comparing grades from last year to this year, or in previous projects to today, and the differences. And so that's just something you guys can put in the cards for down the line. So make sure you guys hit that notifications bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. That's it, guys. That's simple lighting setup video 1. We'll call it video 1. I wasn't even planning on making it a series, but we'll make it a series. I think this is fun, and hopefully you guys enjoy this type of content. If you do, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel if this was of any help to you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.